Wrong screen, bear with me. Let's go over to the right one. There we go. Welcome along. Good to have you here. It's Bank Holiday Monday, so we can't be any more than fairly professional as we return for a bit of retro with LMA Manager 2003. And I've got to be honest with you here, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm having great fun with it. I've done a save off camera. I'm doing a save on here. And to be honest with you, it's making me far less productive in many other parts of the world. So hopefully we won't be having to worry about that too much. But for now, let's have a good morning to Sai, to Rob, and to Owen, who are all in already. What are you looking forward to today? Obviously, the second half of the snooker final. Guiseley reinstated to the National League, to the Northern Premier League playoff final after their opponents played an ineligible skipper in the semis. And they might be getting promoted to the National League North today. Fingers crossed they can reproduce the 4-1 win they had at Worksop during the season. So yeah, I was looking this morning. Obviously, I have a nose every day just to check I've not got to do a prediction show. A manager special over on the podcast. And I was just surprised. I was checking to see if Cifuentes had been appointed yet or was close. And Ryan Mason's now the favourite. Wilshire's heavy odds on at Norwich, which is not unsurprising. And obviously the Cardiff one we've not got to worry about now as they've gone down. But Rob Edwards is a bit of a Wolves legend, isn't he? So I'm not surprised that he's maybe thinking about that. And he's probably got to be careful with his next job, because you don't want to have two difficult times in a row on your CV, do you? But good morning to all of you. I hope you're as well as we are. Bank Holiday Monday is here and we can relax. And today we are back with Darlington. Now, for those of you who weren't here yesterday, we've started an LMA Manager 2003 save with Darlington because they've got my favourite LMA 2003 superstar in Neil Wainwright, who has started the season pretty poorly. We've also had a couple of improvements to our team, so we've managed to bring in two new centre-halves, one of which will be making their debut today. But it didn't help us on the first day of the season, where we lost 1-0 away at Cambridge. Unfortunately, things didn't go so well. So now we've brought in money, we've managed to get a lot of the squad away. We're trying our best to improve in the positions we're weakest. So our next target is, can we get a centre midfielder to replace Ford here, who's okay but should be a squad player if nothing else. And then that would mean our weakest substitute in Convery drops out as well. And at the moment, we are chasing players in various guises. So Kakalov, we've gone for a loan deal to see if we can get him in. McMahon, we've gone for a bid from Stevenage in non-league. Fletcher at Bournemouth in League 2, or Division 3 as it is here. And in Niven and Carey, two other non-league players who we're trying to test the water with to see if we can get in. Guys, you'll win it now, just watch. Oh, I hope so, Si. Obviously, you saw yesterday, Kidderminster lost in the North semi-final. So Kidderminster are definitely staying down. It's obviously Scunthorpe v Chester in the final, so one of them are going to stay down. You've got Fylde coming back down from the National League. You've still got the likes of Darlington and Hereford in the National League North, and here they're both Division 3 teams. You know what sort of quality you're dealing with. It would just be a brilliant league for them to come into. And I hope as a result of that, they're able to do it this year, because it feels like a great opportunity. I mean, if not, everyone's going to be going for it next year, because it's the one season before probably Bury come back up as well and maybe do what Macclesfield have done this year. So it kind of feels like this playoffs and next season trying to win it are the two big opportunities. Rob, Gloucester in the playoff final as well today. Boreham Wood made the playoff final, one at Torquay on Saturday. They're now playing at home because Maidstone, who are 7th, got through. So you've got 5th v 7th in the National League South. In the North, it's 2nd v 4th, which isn't quite so bad. But it's a fantastic time for them. Hopefully they can get in there. There's some cracking sides in the North. From a local point of view, for me, bizarrely, from Luton previously, Bedford Town could be coming up to the North based on the teams that are going up and down at the minute. So it is crazy geographically, but it could be great fun. And obviously that'll mean I can get a season ticket. That's not the Matt Jansen, no. It's a Romanian M. Jansen. So no idea who it is. Matt Jansen was properly good in this game, Rob. So at the moment, we're just trying to build on what has been a difficult start, but we knew it was going to get better once we improved the team. And obviously, this centre-half Harkness is playing instead of Valentine this time. And that is a big difference to our team. We obviously had an injury with Clark on the left as well. The only worry today is that fitness is slightly suffering. But hopefully, we'll be able to get new players in by the weekend. We're now at a stage where 867 grand in the bank, 1.6 on the wage budget. We can probably get in a top player and a squad player, like an option if we need to. We've still got a couple transfer listed to hopefully get off the books. And there are maybe one or two others we need to make a decision on. John Gemmell on this game was superb from Queen's Park. Yeah, there's a lot of good players in Scotland. I was looking yesterday at starting a Scottish League 2 one for like a little YouTube save or something. And there were a lot of like 6.5 star players, most of them old boys, but there was one striker at Stirling, I think it's Stuart Nicholas, and there was one at Albion Rovers as well. Both were very good. So I think the next target, if we get a couple in, will be Convery, probably transfer listed. I think Kilty now maybe can go on there. I think he probably can. If we look at our squads, bar them two, Kilty is the worst, then Convery, and I think that's probably then the level of squad we're happy with. I might put Convery on there anyway, just so we can try and bring in some money in advance. And of course, the big negative in this one is we've not got a great youth team. There's one striker who's sort of 4-star ability, but striker's the position we've got 4 good players already, so it doesn't really work out that way. Let's go into our first game in the morning, though. Swansea City at home, and with Harkness making his debut at centre-half, I'm hoping we'll be able to get a little bit further here. Maybe pick up our first points of the season. Used to smash goals in Scotland. I'm not surprised by that. What a beautiful stadium we've got too, eh? Before it was all ruined with the 25k Darlington Arena. Whoever thought that was a good idea. Right, let's skip the match. Let's see how we go. Who's been watching the snooker as well? Really important couple of frames at the end of last night. Shane Williams dropped the first of them because you just felt if he could have got both of those frames, I would have even had him as favourite today at 10-7, but I think Zhao might just have too much of a lead. Though he did have a couple of moments he looked nervy last night. The extra day off seemed to keep him fresh though. It's a shame on all fronts side. Mind you, we might have the same in Luton if we keep going the same way. First win of the season for Darlington. I've spoiled it by not looking at the highlights this time, but I was too eager. Madison's man of the match. That's why we didn't sell him for 800 grand, Si. I want promotion this year. Convery came off the bench and got a goal as well. Let's have a look at them. Should we look at the Luton result as well? Lost 2-1 at Blackpool. Matty Spring got the goal. And if we go and have a look at the league tables, both us and Luton on 3 points in our respective divisions. We've moved up into the top half. I love these screens. They're so intuitive. Luton Town are in 10th in theirs. And in Scotland, Celtic have dropped 2 points already. Was that tonight? No, it wasn't. They've not played today. Good morning, Liam. Lovely to have you in. Didn't really watch it yesterday, Rob. That's a shame. To be honest, I just watched all snooker. I didn't watch any football. And it was a very good couple of sessions. Zhao started so well, though. Liam, good morning to you. Williams to win it now? I'm not sure, Si. I think if he'd won that penultimate frame last night, it just seems so crucial. Let's go and have a look at the highlights with Gary and Alan. We know what minutes our goals were, so we can skip ahead and look at them. I'm waiting for the cup draw as well. I think it comes next week.
Darlington versus Swansea City. This is our main game today, and we sent the Football One cameras, along with Alan Hansen, to report on the main talking points.
Go on then, Alan. What have you got? 13 minutes we want.
Look,
not this one, eh?
Let's take a look then.
Oh, wrong way. Here we go. Free kick into the corner from Madison. That's what we got him in for.
Look at the space here.
Let's get ahead to the end of the game. Liam, ours has been cancelled 3 weeks in a row because 2 of them bank holidays just couldn't get the numbers. And obviously today Leeds are doing their title parade in the city centre, so it's almost impossible. 4,500 side. There's faith in me. There is faith in me.
Takes a goal kick. So, the next clip. A lovely ball into feet.
We're nearly at R1 now.
Keeps it nice and simple. We pick it up again. Picks up from
Here's the second goal. So, what did Convery do off the bench? At the back post, knocked down. Clear to the edge of the box. Oh, what a finish.
Straight into the back of the net.
We should have had a little bit more faith in him. He looks a superstar. But yeah, Liam, last week ours got called off last minute because 4 people pulled out injured after a Sunday League game. So it's just one of those things, unfortunately. Celebrating the Scots again here. You're welcome. The voice is still going. Maybe the Iron Brew's part of that. Right, we're getting offers for these reserve players. We'll have to be careful with Convery for now, but Kilty we can definitely sell. Addison wants a longer contract. I don't know that I can give you a longer contract. Yeah, there can't be asked ones to annoy me. But it happens. Right, Convery we've been offered 160 grand. Kilty we've been offered 90 by Yeovil. I won't sell Convery until we can get someone else in. But we might have just done that because forget about the transfers for now. Litex have accepted your request to loan Kakalov for the rest of the season. And that could be a big solution because if we go and have a look in here, Kakalov is a 5-star midfielder who can play anywhere across the 4. And when you consider our weakest positions currently centre mid and second weakest is left wing, he can do both of those. So if we're then able to get another person in as well, that could be really important. I'm going to have to accept that. I just want to see what that does to us in terms of the wage bill. Because I don't think that's going to leave much until other players are gone. I know I keep banging on about it, but I bloody love this game. I really do. Kakalov has joined on loan from Litex. Our offer for Niven has been rejected, which doesn't hugely surprise me. And now, oh, look at the improvements. Look at the improvements. Our team's now rated 5-star overall. We'll keep Valentine on a bench ahead of McGurk for now, but then basically, I guess if we do keep Convery, that's our 18-man squad that we go with, but I'm looking at Convery there. We've probably got youth players who are as good. Like Dewberry and Warner are about the same. Conlon needs replacing. I think Conlon's all right. I mean, I'm going to have to go in order. The only thing that doesn't worry me with Conlon is that we've got other strikers here. My priority was just to go in quality order like this. So the weakest in the 11 is Clark, then Betts, then Conlon. The problem is, here, is that attacking players are so much more demanding in terms of transfer fees and in terms of wages. And I think now, right, we've got no wage budget available basically. So unless we get all of the boys out that we'd said, Convery's on 250 a week. He's on 150. So that gives us 400. Then we need the other 2 to go out to give us 690, 700 quid a week then. Then we can maybe get one in. I'm on a 3-stream streak. I was 1 off 30 midweek and I was in yesterday. What have we done? Tuesday? We didn't do one between Tuesday and Sunday, did we? I don't know, Liam. I genuinely don't know. Twitch might have the answer for you. Who's the young striker in the 18s? I think if you gave him games, he'd be better than Conlon quickly. Yeah, so Freeston's not bad. I'm kind of going to give him half a season, see if he goes on a scoring run, because at the moment he's not yet scored for the 18s. If he scores a few, I'll probably promote him. I've also got to bear in mind, side, that the 2 here, Hodgson and Clark, are both younger as well. So particularly in Clark's case at 21, could we do it? And then potentially, Conlon is a natural left-sided striker. We could put Conlon out there and improve the team that way. So it does give us options if the strikers improve. We're obviously going to have the League Cup soon, so we'll have people coming in for that as well. We'll rotate. But yeah, I wouldn't be ruling out things like that. Let's get ahead to the next match. I might have to keep Convery if I haven't got enough wage bill to bring somebody else in. Oh. Oh. The offers are getting bigger. A young Roy Hodgson there, that really is retro. Ah, Rob, I like that. We're now really pushing it. My simple fact here If I sell Maddison, I can bring in 2 players that are 5 out of 10 overall. But I lose one who's 6. I'm balancing it out though, Si. Is it worth 850 grand if it costs us promotion this year? It's a big old decision. The 2 grand on the wages is the thing that's really getting me, because we could bring in 2 players for that. Or we could bring in McMahon, who is a younger version of the same player, essentially. This is tough. I'm going to accept it for now, but I'm not promising that I'll sell him. We have got a bigger offer for Convery as well, which, you know what, I will do, because I need time to deliberate on that decision. If we sell Maddison, I have to keep Convery for now. And it's the way the data's laid out differently in this game as well, isn't it? Because it's so clear in front of you. It's not a list of attributes where you go, oh, I can see the value of keeping a youngster or whatever. It's just, he is so much better than everyone else. I guess we just have to hope we start a bidding more. Maddison's rejected a contract. We're obviously not going to renegotiate that now. 530 grand for Fletcher's rejected. We'll go up a little bit. Is there anyone else we could bring in there? Let's have a bit of a scouting look. 5-star loan listed. We'll just do midfielders generally, because that's where our next 2 weakest positions are. So in terms of wage there, Dobez has rejected us. The rest are all 1,500 or more. So we don't gain anything by selling Maddison and putting those guys in. That's simple. What we need to then do is say, can we get anyone in from the transfer list or from non-league who's going to be of a similar quality? So who are the first young ones we can find here? I mean, in normal circumstances, you're right, Si, it is a no-brainer. But anyone we bring in of this age, I mean, even the older boys, they're not going to have the wage demands that we can handle. So I tell you what, let's change that to 16 to 25 and see what the cheapest is. So that's 800 grand again. I mean, we can bring in Timmy Simmons, who's been a superstar in FM06, hasn't he? In that Luton save. Javary from Sheffield United, doing okay in Division 1. Not as good, but again, a good player still. Or we can do players who aren't listed, who are non-league or Division 3. Niven or Bruce from Dagenham. Won't sell him in the first year. I mean, McMahon at 26 is a great option. Alan from Dover is a potential option on the left-hand side. They could be, if we could get them 2 in place of Maddison, then that would be a great deal. I feel we might have to look at Division 3 now as well. Scully at Cambridge worth 980 grand. I mean, if we could get him, that'd be basically like for like on the replacement. I'll offer £1 million and see. Further down, you've got Beach, who's 28 at Rochdale. Liam George is the best of the younger ones, but I'm haunted by him from the Luton days. Carlisle at Bristol Rovers, I've got in my off-camera save. I know he's a good pro, but he's more of a winger type. Same as Wade Elliott. And we don't need a right-sider because we've got Wainwright. So I might put a cheeky offer in for Beach. I can't do that either. Ah, man. There's no other under 25s there, so... Where do I go? This is the problem. It's great selling him, but where is the replacement coming from? That's the question I'm asking at the minute. And it's the one I can't get the answer to. Brandon at Chesterfield, 5-star, might be an option. Oh, Kevin Nichols is there. Kevin Nichols is there. I'm going for Kevin Nichols. He's been a legend on YouTube the last few years. Let's get him over here as well. Sorval's 29. I'd probably go for him if he were a couple of years younger. Navarro at Tranmere as well. I won't sell him. I'm about to ruin Luton's life, I think. Problem is, I can't offer any of them any wages at the minute. Any younger ones there? There's the best player in League One. Just saw Richard Langley. We're not getting involved with him. Trust me on that. What's Nichols' penalty rating on here? Great question. I don't know, Si, but he's got the icon at the bottom. He's got the leadership, the crown one next to his morale, and he's also got the penalty taking icon. In terms of our penalty takers at the club, it is one of the slight weaknesses. If I take you over to it, we've got Clark who's okay and Wainwright who's okay. To be honest, I'd probably put Wainwright first choice just so he gets more goals. But we've not really got that striker who can take one. So that is definitely a priority for season 2 if we don't get it done quickly. Back to the football for now, though. Let's go and get into the Oxford game. They're one of the 4 sides expected to be in the relegation battle in this game. No way. What's going on? Dense fog in mid-August. Oh, fixture congestion's going to tie us up. The referee's vision is rated 7 out of 10, and he's postponed a match in mid-August due to dense fog. I'm not sure his vision's as good as they're suggesting. Well, let's see what the other teams have done with their game in hand. I guess it does give us longer to sort our squad out, but after 3 games of the season, we're going to be losing ground. Luton Town have won 3-2 at Plymouth. Steve Howard got 2 of them. Nichols did start. Hopefully, that'll be his last game for them. And I presume we'll be back in the bottom half now. We are. But let's look at the positives. Win our game in hand. Could go as high as 3rd. That's what we want to see. Weather's always grim in Darlington. To be fair, whenever we get a train to the northeast coast from here, we'll have to go via Darlington. So I'll get to see that firsthand. Wayne Routledge has gone to Hamilton Academical on loan. Bloody hell. Transfer deadline's in 2 weeks. Neil Wainwright, 3 million quid, no chance. Hilty has agreed teams with Yeovil. Off you go. The terms even. See, Trent's leaving Liverpool, is he? Is that confirmed now? I mean, it was always going to happen, wasn't it? I also don't blame him to an extent. I can understand the reasons for it. It's probably a tough decision to make. Madison withdrawn. Convery's agreed terms with Morecambe, but we're not going to do that just yet. If someone offered over 5 million, would you sell? No, Wainwright's not going. Wainwright will be here when we reach the Premier League side. If there's no Wainwright, there's no save. Simple as that. Luton Town have rejected the offer from Nichols. This is becoming the big problem with letting Madison go, is the replacements are not easily available. I kind of wish I'd bought Bell now for the 470 grand. He's playing in Scottish Division 2. The only thing I can do is keep an eye on the loan list, really, just to see if anyone pops up with a tiny wage demand. Even if it is another position at some point. Dobes there rejected us. There is a 36-year-old striker on there. Is that Martin Skirtle at 17, a striker from Slovakia? It would be about the right age for LMA 2003. Could I have Martin Skirtle up front as my target man? Because I'm potentially on board with that. Next midfielder is a left wing at 1,430. Again, you're pushing the wages a bit much. Still not scored, that young striker. No wonder he didn't reach his potential. With no Wainwright, no save, pressure on his back yet. Hey, you've got to put pressure on when you've got a player as talented as this. Right, Maddison has agreed to join Blackpool, and we have got no replacement as it stands. Cambridge have rejected 1 million. I don't think I can let him go because I just cannot get anyone else in. I'm trying to think of alternative suggestions. I guess I could look at the outer contracts just to see if there's someone who doesn't have too much of a training draw. Oh, it's the cup draw. It's the first year after Ray Stubbs, isn't it? It's the old, like, normal voice here. We're out first. Row 8 to Huddersfield. I wish, you know where they did the draws for like the Champions League and that, where they've modernised them in FM. I wish they had a voiceover. Like, because they're slower than this anyway. I wish they had a voiceover for it. But it's so immersive having this. Unfortunately, we've come out first, so we know who we've got. And I won't bore you with it all day, but we are going to be watching a fair few cup draws in this save, I can promise you. Luton are away to Watford, there you go. And we're going away to Huddersfield Town. Whose voice would you have on it these days? To be honest, I don't even need it to be a famous voice, Rob. I just need it to be a voiceover. If I had to pick a famous voice, who would you have? I mean, I'm looking at the modern era. You look at cup draws, it's probably going to be someone like a Mark Chapman or someone like that, isn't it, in the UK? But I would just, to be honest, I would just have it as a random voiceover. Hey, Nuds. For me, it was all, in this era, it was all LMA 2003. The only other thing that we will eventually play on here is Pro Evolution Soccer 2 Master League. We've got to. Ronnie, welcome in. You'd have mods created of people like Morgan Freeman. Oh, that would be so good. Danny Dart. Yeah, you'd get every end of the spectrum, wouldn't you? Oh, if Peter Brackley was still with us, Peter Brackley would be the man. It's the best bit of PS2, isn't it? Peter Brackley and Trevor Brooking. What a commentary duo. Absolute legend. Sheffield United have gone up to 3.3. Yeah, that's the thing I mentioned. I never really played the Championship managers. For me, up to 05, it was LMA. I played 01 and 03 religiously. And this, for me, was the best one of them. The Convery deal, I've left too long. That was my mistake, actually. I don't think I can sell Maddison because... Oh, hang on. Niven, the 23-year-old. We've had a deal accepted, but I now can't afford to offer him a wage deal. So do I sell Maddison and then try and get in Niven? Oh, that's a big ask, that. He's nowhere near as good. Morning, Macca. Good to have you in. We've got a big dilemma to everyone coming in. I've had an offer of 850 grand for 33-year-old Maddison here, who's got 1 year left on his contract. It's our last chance to make money, but he's a 6 out of 10 rated player, one of the best in the league, and he's just been man of the match in our last game. I can replace him with a 23-year-old 5 out of 10 player, and then probably get another in with his wages and his transfer fee. Ah, I'm going to have to sell, aren't I? Reluctantly. Very, very reluctantly. Maddison will be leaving us. I'm really upset about that. I can't lie to you. I wanted him to be a star. It does mean, though, that we can add another one in if need be. I'll come back tomorrow because once he's gone, I can then offer Niven the deal. Because we'll have the wage budget available. Madison's left. Scully 1.2's been rejected. McMahon 1.1's rejected. It's getting silly now. So let's go to Niven. I can't remember. Did they have licenses for real names? Yeah, all the names are in it. It was a weird one because they didn't really have logo packs or anything. It was quite a clever way they've done it. No. Oh, are you talking about PS2? Sorry. PS2 is fake names. Yeah, it's Giggsy. With all the anagram names. Yeah, you're right. This game was the most clever one because they never needed logo packs or anything due to the way they'd set it out. And you don't notice it. It's really clever the way they've done this game. The more you think about it, the better it was. Excuse me. Right, let's offer him his deal now. So Niven, 950 quid a week. Tomorrow, Macca, because it's bank holiday, it'll be tomorrow. Because we do a live stream instead. But I have got to the end of the summer transfer window now, frustrating as it is. So I'll be recording it today to release tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do after that, though, because I'm on holiday next week, and I'm not sure I'm going to get far enough ahead. So I'll probably announce it tomorrow, but I might do a like every other day, so there's not a massive gap where everyone forgets about the save. But we'll see. If I can get through enough of it, we might be all right. Just that obviously on the podcast, it's all the EFL playoffs this week too. I want to offer him 2 years ideally. I probably need to be a bit more aggressive with the wages just to get it done. Well, yeah, Macca, it works for you because you're away the same week as me, aren't you? Snooker, Zhao Xintong is 11-6 up. Mark Williams nicked the last frame of the night, which was important, but I still feel, I said it in the Discord yesterday, when he lost that penultimate one from 50 odd points up, missed frame ball, I think that was the moment for me, where Xintong's probably favourite now. Right, let's go for that. No, they're kind of fallen off football this season. I don't think I've fallen off football, but I think my viewing habits for football have changed. Obviously, this year, first to 18, Liam. The difference this year is obviously the first half of the year, because we were moving house, because we were moving part of the country, because I was moving away from Luton, where I obviously had a season ticket still, is I was watching more football the first half of the season on TV. So I ended up watching more Premier League and the football that frustrates me. Because of VAR, slow pace, tactical nature, and not that end-to-end style that we used to. So I probably got a bit frustrated then. Since I've moved up here and I've started going to live football more again, it's been brilliant. And obviously, if Guiseley come up to the National League North today, I will get a season ticket there because that'll be brilliant for next season. But my viewing habits definitely changed. So now, next season, I'll not worry about getting TNT for Europe, and I'll just watch Friday night from BBC Scotland. I probably won't worry with Sky now either because Luton aren't going to be in a championship. So I think my viewing habits have changed. Rather than falling out with football, the type of football I've watched has changed. It's been a lot more focused down the leagues, which is kind of where it was when I was enjoying it most 2 or 3 years ago. But I do agree with you, Nud, for a lot of people, particularly if you're not local to some of the lower league football in England and that, you lose a lot of your... I guess when you're playing FM, you sort of investigate different teams' players. You find little gems for that you want to keep up to date with in real life, don't you? So you kind of lose that inquisitive nature for the lower leagues. Right, who else can we bring in here? If we get Niven in centre midfield, he'll go in there, and then we'll need to bring in a left winger to replace Clark. Barely watched any Premier League this season. Yeah, I've found very few Premier League games to be entertaining. the main time for me moving now was for Sundays to watch football. That's the only time I used to miss it. And I look at it now, and the last like 5 or 6 Super Sundays, there's been nothing super about any of them. And we've discussed it on here before, and we're going to do a big piece on the podcast channel about the EFL during the summer. Statistically, this has been the most boring season or lackluster season for, I think it's about 17 years. So I mean that in terms of shots on target, number of shots, expected goals since the stat came in, which I know is only a few years, number of goals. All of those metrics are significantly down. And it is because of that style. Every team is so tactically based. And it's why you see, and I had this joke last season, I know it's gone very wrong since, but when Luton came up to the Premier League, we literally put 2 big men up front, got wing backs high up the pitch and crossed the ball into them. And we almost stayed up with what on paper is probably the worst Premier League squad of all time. Like, because teams didn't know how to handle it, because it was something different. It wasn't completely rigid, as you've seen with so many other teams tactically. And that is a worry. Harvey, good morning to you. And yeah, Nudge, you are right about that, is that there are less players now who are given creative freedom, and you do miss out. And it's not even just the top ones like the Ronaldinhos, the Rivaldos, even go back 15 years. Like, even under Mourinho, you had Ozil at Madrid, for example, who was still given space to float around. You'd work around that player. And I don't think you can really do that in the Premier League now. Yeah, I do worry about that, Liam. It's a shame, but it's where we are at the minute, isn't it? And I would say that as well. Mac is absolutely right. The games I normally prefer is when you've got a team middle of the table at home to someone at the top, because that's when you're generally going to get a more exciting game. The Super Sunday games featuring the top teams, they're frightened to lose. Look at that Manchester derby the other week. Jeez, both teams were absolutely petrified of losing that game. City look at it now with Arsenal dropping off and go, oh, it's a decent point. United just desperate not to lose. Do you think there is too much football on TV now? Well, it depends. There's only too much football on TV if people don't watch it all. There is too much in terms of each league, but I think the problem when you get a league like the Premier League is that the being too much on TV means that the games that used to be hidden at Saturday at 3 o'clock that you didn't used to worry about are now your second Super Sunday game or are your Monday night football, rather than just having like your three standout games on each evening. But I think it's more about style. And you look in the lower leagues. So I mentioned it when I went to Bolton Bristol Rovers, when I went to Chesterfield Harrogate. A couple of Luton games I've been to recently, the whole Luton game in particular. There's so little quality because there's so little creative freedom. Everything is about not losing. Absolutely, Macca. You've got people who don't go to games telling people who go to games how to feel about the games. It's quite scary. No, I'm kind of mixed on international football. There is nothing more boring to me, and maybe it's just because being an England fan. There are nothing more boring to me than international qualifiers. But there is nothing I love more than international tournaments. They're incredible. But my only advice would be, if you're finding the Premier League style, you're finding the top European league style, is watch non-league football, watch lower leagues where there's still end-to-end games. Try being a Scotland fan, never boring. No, it's not. But qualifying for tournaments isn't enough for them these days. Norris sat a contract at Bolton. We could afford the 870 grand. So should we see what he's wanting? 8 grand a week. That's the end of that one. It was a fun experiment while it lasted. But Liam, that's kind of why I'm thinking like next year I'm not going to have any of the TV subscriptions. So then I'm looking forward to a Friday night for the Scottish Championship game. I'm looking forward to the 10 Championship games and a few League Cup games that are on ITV. You know, when I was growing up, we didn't have Sky or BT or any of that. I used to watch the Welsh games on S4C. I used to watch the BBC Alba games, you know, and that's where the love is, isn't it? So I'll probably end up watching those again. Going back to free TV for most of it. I'm not sure we're going to get this centre midfielder in time. And it does leave a hole in the team for the weekend. And we've got 2 games in 3 days. Yeah, Macca, I mean, to be honest, this will be the first year it isn't. We still used to make a big thing of the FA Cup final, which kept it special for us. Like, we'd always go for the podcast. We'd go to Charlie's house each year. We'd have a pizza. We'd have a 2 hours build up. We'd make a proper thing of the FA Cup final. But not many people do it now. I appreciate that. Niven has accepted the contract. We're going to have a midfielder in time. The Wainwright offers are up to 3.5. And Sai, we will not be entertaining them. Niven, though, is coming in, a 23-year-old midfielder who potentially might become as good as Maddison, but we've lost a free kick take-up, we've lost a bit of quality, but we have at least got a competitive team again now. Yeah, Liam, I used to love that. And not even that, forget the Champions League game on ITV, the Thursday night football on Channel 5, ITV4. Really enjoyed it. I watched the Irish Cup final Saturday, brilliant game. Really fun game. We've ended up getting a bigger offer for Convery by waiting it out, which isn't too bad. Niven has joined us from Barnet. And to be fair, he's not bad in there, is he? Does give us some quality. What I do need, though, is to see who's going to be my next free kick taker. Because I don't think there's another one in the squad. I might just make it Wainwright, see what he can do. Ah, Stephen, we love LMA 03, the best user interface you'd ever seen. Might actually watch the FA Cup final. It's just a bit sad. I mean, I think football will start to turn again naturally. You're going to have Pep going at the end of his next 2-year contract. Obviously, Arne Slot's had a dream start, but it's going to turn eventually. If Spurs can pick up next year and Amorim can pick up at United, they are 2 teams and 2 managers that have generally played exciting styles elsewhere. It's just unfortunate this year that you've had City without the cutting edge are just doing the boring bit in the first 2/3. Arsenal, for some reason, have decided to become a set-piece team when they were starting to look exciting. Chelsea under Maresca have gone more tactical than they were under Pochettino, of course. NG, I used to enjoy the Serie A game on Channel 4. For me, it was all about the ITV4 Bundesliga highlights. Those were the ones. No better penalty takers there just yet. So I guess if Convery goes, we can still bring someone in. So we're now looking for either I guess with Niven coming in, it's going to have to be an actual left winger, isn't it? Although Kakalov can play out there. So it doesn't matter that much. ITV4 Bundesliga was great, yeah. Used to record it every week and watch it on Tuesday morning while getting ready for college. What a day. I was just too young for the Serie A on Channel 4. There's so many great ones, aren't there? Hoping to get to more games next season, Ian. When Hearts are away, going to see who's around within a 1.5 hour drive. Yeah, that's sort of the approach I've taken. And now I'm in the north, I can get to more local games. Or if Guysy go up, we'll do that. Welcome in, Tommy. Been lurking for the last 40 minutes. My boss doesn't shut up, so I can't listen into it. I'm sorry to hear that. We're all doing well, Tommy. Thank you for being in. Sky's Bundesliga is coverage is an afterthought. Yeah, but then the problem is, Macca, that now TNT have taken over BT Sport. They're just flogging everything off, aren't they? So obviously we had the Serie A 8 of the 10 games going last time, and now they've only got those big games between the top teams that are often the dull ones, rather than the ones we used to like watching here at 11:30 on a Sunday morning between the mid-table fighters. Obviously, TNT have given away their exclusivity of the Champions League. They've given away the National League. All the things I used to watch, but what can you do? Soccer AM was in its heyday, yep, absolutely. So for me next year, it'll just be live football and final score, I think. Obviously, the only problem I've got now is that the guys who season ticket won't marry up as well because Luton are going to be playing in the international breaks, which is ridiculous. Right, what's the cheapest now? Oh, there's another one on here. There's a new midfielder on the loan list who's 1,100. We can afford that. If we could get him in, that would give us a proper midfield then. I've accidentally gone for shortlist there. Transfer list. Oh, Benini from Sampdoria is the first under 30, but at 29, he's more of a natural right-sider. There's a left-sider from Troy who's not great, but at 29, I really want them to be very special if they're coming in. Well, Liam, they're basically just trying to sell, adding all the Eurosport coverage as new coverage rather than getting anything themselves that they have to pay for. It's an attempt to water down the service and hope no one notices. Who do you think Liverpool play right back next season? Bradley will sign another starter. I think you'll see another. I think they'll go for another fairly young player that's exciting and then rotate the two with Joe Gomez as an emergency option if he can stay fit. What have you thought of Lassie Nordas at Luton? Lad's a cracking player in FM24. Honestly, Stephen, he's not played much. He's obviously adapting to the country. And the fact that they put Mark McGuinness up front on Saturday before him probably says a lot. He's been awful when he's come on. He's looked completely out of place so far. But as I always say, you have to give someone time to adapt to the country. Sluga was atrocious for 6 months when he came in. Hashioka struggled at first for us. So he's looked awful so far, but he's going to get games next season at a lower level, which might end up helping him. Because Adebayo's out injured for the long term. Jacob Brown the same. Morris is, I think, probably going to be on his way out. He's a little over the hill. He's either that or he's carrying an injury, which means he'd be out to start next season. So yeah, I don't really know what to make of him yet. It's probably too early to tell. Do I go big for one of these guys? Left winger, there's Bruce at Dagenham where we can't get. Alan at Dover is the one I could go for, but he's 29 again. Or do I go big for the centre mids? He's still contracted, Liam, but on his way back, in his first game back in the under-21s, he did his knee ligaments. If ever there's a sign that someone's telling you it's not going to happen, probably that, isn't it? Just cannot find the level of player I want here. We'll keep trying, though, as we go into the game against Rochdale. Two very evenly matched teams, according to the stats. That's probably because we've lost our second best player. Cologne have just sacked their manager. I don't get that at all. If they won on Saturday, they'd be top. Still 3 points clear of third with 2 to play. To be fair, Barnsley did it the game before the end of the first season they went down, didn't they? Sacked their manager with a game to go before the playoffs. Then ended up losing in the semi-final. You can't teach common sense. So we've now got a significant weakness in the team in Clark. He is without doubt the worst player. So that's where we're next going to be targeting improving. But we are getting stronger for the most part. And we've got room to get to him because of losing Madison. But it does mean we are without some star quality here. David Flitcroft. I mean, Rochdale have got a brilliant old defence. Jobson, McCauley and Griffiths are all brilliant in this game. They've got Jilks in goal, who obviously played Premier League. Is that Clive Platt up front? It probably is, isn't it? God, there's some names about there. Thank you everyone coming in as well. Good to have you here for our retro morning. NG's on a 5-stream streak as well. That's some effort. Results. 1-1, we'll take that. Niven scored on his debut. And Beach was man of the match. He was someone we looked at signing, wasn't he? How did Luton get on? Luton were 2-2 against Barnsley. Thorpe and Hughes as they came back despite an Alan Kimball red card. And the Premier League's underway. If you have a little nose around here. Newcastle, Gary Speed with the winner. What a player he was. Liverpool 3-0 at home to Southampton. Owen with a brace and Diouf. Oh, some of the names about here, honestly. Low scoring Premier League, isn't it? Arnu, Omri missed a penalty to win it for West Ham. Win it against West Ham, sorry. Nigel Winterburn helped him get a point. Leeds are still brilliant in this game. Before all the stars ran away. They've signed Adriano. Fowler, Viduka and Adriano up front. My God. Bolton won 2-0. Okocha scoring there. And Blackburn 2-0. Cole and York up front. I forget they had that combination for a year. Let's have a look at our league table. Obviously, we've got a game in hand still. We just need to slide along. Try and make the playoffs first year. Now we've sold Madison. We're sort of not committed to the promotion first season. It's now more about building the squad, isn't it? But we've got to get playoffs, remember. To be fair, the style he was playing didn't work in the Bundesliga last season, but at least wait until the end of the season. As that would have been especially hard with the transfer ban for the past 18 months yet. But it's just timing is stupid, isn't it? And ultimately, it may end up costing them then. The lone player we tried to get in has no intention of playing for us. McMahon, not happening. Fletcher, at the moment, not happening. Adriano, what a player he could have been, absolutely. Can you imagine the careers Brazil would have got out of Adriano and R9 if they'd both been fit and injury-free and dedicated for a long time? Got Hoardings to do in a week as well. Go on, Macca. Football trivia if you want it. We never turn down football trivia here. Supporter rating's pretty good at the minute. Has that Freeston scored a goal yet? No, he hasn't. Not a good sign, is it? We've got another game in a day's time, which is a worry too. Need to make sure I word this correctly. Always a challenge on a Monday morning. Convery is off to Morecambe. Stevenage have accepted the offer for McMahon. Now, we can't quite afford him yet, but when Convery's gone tomorrow, we can. And, oh, we've got to go 30 quid under there. But when Convery goes, we can offer him more then, can't we? We'll offer him a 3-year deal there. A man and a match 1,000. Should I even delay it a day? I'm going to delay it a day. And then when Convery's gone, we can do it properly. Don't forget, everyone, as well, we will be here tomorrow night. I haven't quite decided between Inter Barca and Partick Air, but I think it's going to be Partick v Air that we watch. Because we can then do the second leg on Friday as well, which will be the last stream before I go away. And I know a lot of you will be watching Coventry Sunderland that night, so it'll be a good stream night for that reason, with lots of big games across the European landscape. And we might try and get live on Thursday night as well, but I think I would watch the Championship playoff semi-final anyway, but I think that's the first day after my subscriptions end, so there you go. Nearly supports as many teams as A. Now you all support 100 teams these days. It's the modern way, isn't it? Right, Macca. There are currently 8 players who are leading Premier League scorers for their teams who still play for those teams. I'll give you one as an example. Carlton Morris is the top Premier League scorer for Luton, and he still plays for them. Right, okay. The other 7 are all in the Premier League. Okay. Has Ollie Watkins overtaken Agbonlahor now, Macca? So I'll go for Ollie Watkins if he has. Welbeck at Brighton, great shout. Jamie Vardy, technically. He's still there, isn't he? At the moment. Gotta be Vardy. Southampton won't have one. Ipswich. Maybe Ipswich, because they only had 2 years up. I'll go for Delap, but I don't think so. Let's work our way up. Finally done with a stupid work meeting, Tommy. Mo Salah might be up there. Would he be top of Liverpool's now? Ipswich, Marcus Stewart. I thought it'd be quite tight because they had a great first season, didn't they? Right, how many are we on now? 4 out of 7 we've done. Watkins, Welbeck, Vardy, and Salah. Let's get into mid-table. Is Haaland's? That's a good shout. Even if it's not Haaland, it could be others. No, it'll be Aguero, wouldn't it, Rob? Aguero will still be clear of Haaland. God, I can't even think of half the mid-table teams now. Palace would still be Zaha, I think, would it? Would Forest have one? I know they had 10 years in a Prem at the start, but did they have any prolific goal scorers? No, but I just wonder if Zaha would still be Palace's one. Oh, it is Zaha for them. Yeah, that's sort of what I was getting towards. I wonder if, like, would maybe like an Mbeumo? Would Mbeumo have overtaken Tony maybe for Brentford? I think that's probably ambitious still. Yeah, that's my thought, Rob. Wissa is correct. God, is he past Mbeumo? Blimey. I'm trying to think who else it could be. What have we got? 2 left. Surely can't be Bournemouth. Must be Callum Wilson there. Who else have we not looked at yet? Can't be Arsenal. Can't be City. Can't be Newcastle because Shearer's miles clear of everyone. Fulham. Who have Fulham got? There's a team I haven't thought of yet. No, Everton will have like Duncan or something. Who have Fulham got? Mitrovic scored a few, but he won't be that far clear. And obviously the early 2000s, they had a lot of Sahara and that, but they turned over strikers really quickly. Is there anyone at Fulham who would have scored plenty of goals? I can't think of anyone there who would be a contender. Fulham is Clint Dempsey. Where are the two more coming from? I'm looking at the list of clubs in the Premier League table. I can't think where the other two come from then. Don't tell me Wolves have got one. Have Wolves got one there? Yeah, we've done Watkins, Harvey. About the only two clubs you haven't said. Can't be Wolves. Surely. Cunha thought, surely not. I'd have thought like a Jota or a Neves or someone would have scored a few more because they used to be on pens, didn't they? I've not said Southampton. There can't be anyone that's out. They've not scored enough goals this year for it to be anyone who's there. And they've not got anyone left there who'd been there a long time, have they? Welbeck's been cleared already. Southampton will be Letitia. Yeah, by a mile, you'd have thought. What clubs have we not said? Oh. Are you including clubs that have just been promoted, Macca? Or current 20? I thought about Chris Wood and I thought surely not. Then it's got to be Chris Wood. Stephen's got to be right with that. Who is the other team we haven't mentioned? Can't be Spurs because that'll be Kane. God knows United's current top scorer is not going to be there. Who have we not mentioned? Is it West Ham? Because they said Bowen. Is it someone else that's there? Mikel Antonio. Yeah, it is. It is Antonio. Oh, you're absolutely right. That's a great, great trivia question. Yeah, you forget people exist so quickly, didn't you? Right, let's have a look at the fitness for this. And then while it's playing, we'll go and top up the drink. To be fair, there's not that much of a struggle with fitness. I am tempted to bring in one of the other strikers for this. Just because Conlon's been a little bit out of form and Clark's struggling physically the most. I'm going to put Conlon out to the left and Clark with Naylor. Are they still rated the same? Yes, they are. I vaguely remember that Chris Wood being mentioned in a commentary as well, but I still thought it couldn't possibly be the case. There you go. Right, let's play this game. Let's go and take a quick drinks break. We'll be back in 3 minutes. If you're happy to leave the ads running, it makes a difference. And then we will return to get through the rest of this summer window and hopefully bring in a few more players to suit this squad. Back in a minute. See you in 3. And we're back. Welcome along again. I've scoffed my face as my other half has made Malteser cookies, and now it's time to get into the highlights and find out what the score is. Now this time, because I didn't see it either, we're going to go through to the highlights without looking at the score and find out the disappointment together for our second game in 3 days. I'll tell you what, I'll have another bite of my cookie and let Gary and Alan do the work for us. So you get a couple of minutes of silence from me anyway here.
Let's have a look at some of the action from today's game now with Alan Hansen.
Let's enjoy.
Let's take a look then. Look at the space here. Keeps it nice and simple. Wins it. Superb stop. This is early on in the game. Gets the ball down with his head.
Not looking good at the start, is it?
Here, the keeper's not really tested. Good hit.
Under a bit of pressure early doors. Are we going to have an attack?
And there was this. He reads it well here. A lovely ball into feet.
Oh, come on.
Pass. Straight to the keeper. Controls it with his head.
Oh, you can't start with that in a chat. They never sold Madison. And it goes.
The keeper will take
Ah.
it every time.
I mean, to be fair, Niven did score the goal in the last game.
Good
But
pass.
we've certainly not got the same control in the midfield, have we? Imagine if after taking him to the Premier League off camera
To the keeper.
on the PS2, I then suddenly get sacked in the first season. It would be a laugh, wouldn't it?
Great head down.
Well, hang on a minute. Here's the chance. Shoot.
Makes it easy for
Straight
the
to the keeper. Get all these highlights for a 0-0. I picked the right game to do this, haven't I? Oh.
intercepts the ball and gets possession back. Magnificent. And that makes it 1-0. Midway through the second half.
We're 1-0 up and it's the young striker I brought in. Does that make me a tactical genius? If the match winner is the one change I've made to the team. These are delicious, by the way. Let's do this more often. Alan Hansen talk and eat on stream.
Bit of luck, it could have gone in the back of the net.
That was bad.
Here we are again. Gets the ball down with his head. A bad pass. It's a nice simple ball. A comfortable save in the end.
That young Clark up front looks a real threat.
Just shrugs them off. Heads it on.
And Neil Wainwright's getting involved, which is what we want to see.
Hits the post.
Ah. We win 1-0. We'll take it.
Darlington.
Not the most exciting, but a win. Lots of teams struggling to score there. Luton lost 1-0 at Cardiff. Premier League. Arsenal had a struggle against West Brom. Sylvan Wiltord to the rescue. Hey, Harvey. Doesn't matter. It's just a beautiful thing to have. Mikel Forsell for Chelsea. Leeds winning again at Robbie Fowler. Let's have a look at the league table. We're up to 10th. We've got that game in hand from the postponement. We're looking okay at the minute. It was such a good game though, Harvey. I mean, I won't criticise it. I didn't really use the highlights that much, to be honest with you, but it was good fun. Better than no commentary. The same as the cup draws. It's such an easy thing to put a voiceover on it. Even if they just did it for the big ones, that they made big draws in the FM match engine now, or the FM animation engine, sorry. Rob, Bolton, who did Bolton beat? 3-0 at Newcastle. They've signed Edu. You got a midfield 3 or a midfield 4 of Edu, Kevin Nolan, Per Franson and JJ Okocha. Do you remember that? Was it like 18 months Michael Ricketts had? He got an England call up and everything, didn't he? He was bloody brilliant and then just fell off a cliff. He was about 1.5 season wonder. And Kevin Davis came to the rescue after that. We've had an offer accepted for Fletcher as well. So between the two, we might be able to offer something now. The Bolton squad that era was something special. They were so good. And they got slated for a style of play that they were so much better than. Right, my mum, we're going to go 1,300. Man of the match, £1,000. 3-year deal. Offer. If we don't get him, Fletcher will be the other one. But I can't offer you as much money. You're not good enough for that. You can have 1,000, but you're not having more. You wasn't even born at the date of this game. My word. Jono. Thank you very much. Resubscribe with Prime for 3 months. Much appreciated. Good morning. It's going very well. We're playing one of my favourite old games. Maybe even my favourite. We're starting to pick up points. We're starting to build the squad we want. And it's Bank Holiday Monday. There's a snooker final to come. My new local team, Guiseley, are in a playoff final today. Sadly, not at home. If we take out the fact that Luton got relegated on Saturday, it's not been a terrible weekend. If we can get the one more signing in, ideally McMahon, then it could be a very good one. 2007 was your favourite. That is on the list as well, Jono. That's the year that Danny North was a wonder kid, wasn't it? So Grimsby would be the pick for that one. Carl Fletcher has rejected us. But Steve McMahon is coming in. Now, at 26, he's not that much worse than Maddison. Probably half a block off. He's 5.5. But we've got him in for basically the same money with the potential of a resale value. Just over half the wage. So we've essentially sold Maddison and bought in Kakalov and now probably this lad McMahon as well. It does mean Kakalov will go out to the left, but I'm fairly happy with that. Yeah, Stephen, and you think of the ones you've missed off there as well still, which is ridiculous. Obviously, you had Nolan and Davis with the base of it. Jussi Askelainen, for me, was always one of the better Premier League keepers. Fernando Hierro played for bloody Bolton. I know it didn't really work for Borghetti too much, but just what a team. What a team, what a squad. Nicholas Anelka turned up there for... Oh, McMahon's a free kick taker as well. Magnificent stuff. That's it. It's showing up on mine. That's it. It's showing up on mine. Oh, there we go. It's back now. Yeah, I tell you what. It's been an absolute nightmare. It's been a nightmare. Macca, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the snooker if you didn't hear me before. Thank you very much for popping in. The banquet tastes good. Well, Harvey, it is my birthday on Wednesday. We will be going for a banquet and it will be covered by Virgin Media, of course. It's the only problem at the moment with the emulator is that I have to have it on full screen for it to show up in the space in the stream, so I can't then see when the internet's going. But hopefully it will just be temporary because it has been problematic for a while. And obviously says it won't be fixed properly till Friday afternoon. But hey, it's free internet, isn't it? But hopefully we're back. Let me know if I disappear again and then we'll give up. What we need to do is go to free kick takers and get our new buddy Steve McMahon on them. I presume his name's Steve. I keep saying Steve. I'm also going to save it as well, just in case we have any more technical errors. And then we get to hear this music for a minute as well, which is always important. Away again. Not looking good, is it? We've just come back for a minute. So I think, as we're at what, we were going to do another game and get to the end of the month. I think Virgin Media are giving us a sign that it's not going to hang on for much longer, is it? So I think what we'll do is we'll go and find somebody to raid now before it destroys itself completely. I mean, I'm quite surprised and pleasantly surprised that it's lasted an hour and a quarter, to be honest with you. But thank you very much, everyone, for popping in. Jono, thank you very much for the resub with Prime. All being well, we will be back tomorrow evening. We're going to be keeping an eye on the Champions League, and we're going to be watching the Scottish Championship playoff. And we're also going to be playing more from this Darlington save. Our transfer work is done, so I'll just get through the last couple of days of the window. And we'll return for Kidderminster away. And of course, get to see McMahon's debut on Saturday. Thank you so much for getting involved with the chat. Enjoy the snooker, enjoy the football, and enjoy the bank holiday if you're in the UK. For now, though, let's go and find someone we can head over to. Who's live and playing Football Manager? That's what we want to know. Is anyone with following live as well? There's someone called Cheese God live playing MotoGP. Do you know what? We're just going to go and say hello before our internet crashes again. So thank you very much for being here. I hope you have a good rest of the day. And I will see you again tomorrow evening, hopefully with a much better working Virgin Media internet. And of course, with a score of the snooker and some Scottish Championship football. I'll see you there. Thank you, Jono, for the resub. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Take care.